What's poppin', y'all? We back again.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Come on. God is worthy to be praised. He gave me a mic.
Did she say, praise the Lord, everybody? Worthy to be praised. Lord have mercy. Did you cut your phone off?
Mm-mm. It's still on.
It went out. Again, we back with another episode of the Fearless Footman. You know, I told y'all earlier that we was coming back, and you know, we back. We wanted to honor our word, and we wanted to actually come back and say what we said we was gonna do. So y'all, we here with another episode. Today has been a very eventful event.
A very
Event. I need you talking to the mic if you gonna.
Oh, okay. You said today will be. You said today has been what?
A very eventful
event.
That's what I said. All right. Yeah, it did make sense. Y'all let us know if y'all can hear us, because we are like with these mics and everything. Because someone in the comments give me a thumbs up or something like that, so we can know that y'all actually can hear us, that y'all actually can listen to us. We got Facebook, we got YouTube, all that. So if you could just let us know if you can hear us, please let us know. Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up. Give us something, so that we know.
Somebody did message
that you can hear us. Can you hear us?
But I don't see the comments right here.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you
Okay, y'all, like
hear us?
My phone is a little slow, but I believe that they can.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you,
okay, Rodney. Okay, yes. Hello.
All right, so y'all can hear us. You giving us a thumbs up. I don't know why these comments are not coming.
We can't see everybody comment on there.
Yeah, I don't like that. What's going on? But anyway, y'all, we back. You know, we had I had a man cave event. Not a man cave event, but it's called a man up event with my friend, my brother Eric Ford. We had it was an amazing event. Definitely got a lot of value from it. It was a lot of men that was able to express themselves, talk about certain things. We talked about financial, we talked about mental health, we talked about community, we talked about past, we talked about how our past affect us now with not dealing with things. So it was very good, and then I told y'all I had to watch the South Carolina game, which is still going on right now. So we definitely let me see if this part worked. That part worked, but the comments ain't coming in. And again, we in Charleston, we not at home, so this is not our regular internet. But y'all, we want to dive in more to what we was talking about last week. We was talking about identity, talking about the identity last week, and we both gave I would say a synopsis of our backgrounds, of how we came, how we are here today, what we learned through our background and everything like that. And so today, I guess we're gonna talk about like right before our marriage and like right after our marriage, what happened. We're gonna get y'all the real, the raw. Yeah.
Brace yourselves, put your seatbelts on.
Yeah.
We're going on a ride.
We need 2 seatbelts. Need 2 seatbelts.
And a helmet.
And yeah, definitely need a helmet, because
I don't know why the comments not showing up here.
Yeah, it's probably the Wi-Fi.
But I can see the comments on my phone.
Yeah, I really want y'all to comment, and we like that interaction. You know what I'm saying? We like that interaction with the crowd, baby. And if y'all that might not work. Maybe you need to take that down so we can see the new comments come up.
It's gonna just pop up. Blessings, Elder DeSheila. I seen my cousin Janiyah on.
See,
And who else was that?
that's my uncle.
And
Uncle,
Uncle Leslie Footman.
yeah,
Yes.
put it right there. Put it on this thing right here.
All right. So we're gonna get ready to get started.
We are. We
Oh yeah,
start.
we already started, but we're gonna actually get ready to get started. So, introduction. Welcome to the Fearless Footmans.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yo, we gonna work on that introduction because that ain't it for me.
I mean, it still sounded good. You didn't think so?
No.
Y'all give me a thumbs up if y'all like that. A thumbs up or a heart.
No.
Give me something because I know that it sounded really good. I mean, Fearless Footmans. I mean, it has such a nice little ring to it.
It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
You don't like the intro of me just
I need like a rap beat thugging.
Welcome to the Fearless Footmans. Hey, welcome to the Fearless Footmans. Real Raw Show. Hey. So
we're not gonna pay that no attention.
we are. So we are talking about the journey in our marriage and some things that we went through, and we are here to be transparent about what God has done for us, and just to talk about just the process.
Oh, in the hotel room, and you got a microphone.
I know, but I just talk loud. You know, I'm sorry.
Pipe down.
Rude. But yeah, so that's basically, you know, what we're gonna talk about this evening. We talked about last week, basically about our upbringing and how we were brought up, because that plays a big part in marriage, and things that we went through. And I believe that we know that it's gonna help somebody even before they get married to know the things to look out for, to know the signs, to know things that you need to deal with. Because a lot of times people do get in relationships not knowing that a lot of issues is probably from the upbringing. Just to give you a recap, I was brought up in a basically my father wasn't in the house. He had committed suicide, so it was just my mom. I just had my mom. Rodney didn't have his parents growing up. He lived with his grandmother, and Rodney also said, you know, his parents were deaf, and so his language was different than my language, you know. So not only that, he didn't start talking till 4. So it was a lot of things that played in it. Excuse me, 3. Come on. I'm not gonna cut you. Let me not come on here. Get me together, sir. So it was just a lot of things that I had to learn about why Rodney, you know, why he communicated the way he communicated and the way I dialogued, the way that I dialogue. And so it was a lot of issues I can say, like before we got married and after we got married. So that's just what we're kind of just talking about. And we want to be honest. And so God has given us a vision for us to get on, just to kind of just let the world know and just testify about the goodness of the Lord and some things that we went through and how we was able to navigate through. But we know it wasn't
overcome through the testimony. Hallelujah.
That's right. So that's what we're basically talking about. So we just want to be a help to somebody, let you know that you're not alone. So if you're dating or, you know, or maybe engaged or if you're married now, we pray that something will help you as we begin just to just talk and just have a conversation about marriage.
That's right. So we're going to get right into it. So where you want to start, like before the marriage or like when we right when we got married?
Or maybe let's talk about how we met.
How we met.
Because we talked about the identity.
The identity.
Yeah, we talked about, not identity. We talked about how we grew, our past and how we grew up.
I'm going to let y'all know like how me and Chanel met. Actually, how we met was through Facebook.
Pause right quick. Y'all, I'm like loving these microphones. You know, I just want to say that. Okay, go ahead, baby.
She paused and said that, but we actually met through Facebook. I actually hit her up in her DM. I actually thought she was a family member of mine, like a close cousin, because she was friends with she was friends with all of my family from Spartanburg. So I honestly thought she was a cousin, and I was just reaching out, trying to figure out some of my family members that I had never seen before because I am not. I'm kind of close with my family, but I'm not close with my family at the same
That's
time.
what he say, y'all. He know what he was doing. That was his pickup line. You hear me? Y'all remember that? Go ahead, baby.
That was not no pickup line.
Oh, okay.
Why would I try to use a family for a pickup line?
You never know. I mean, that's what people do sometimes. Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever had it done to you?
I mean, people say all kinds of things, Rodney. Okay, keep going.
Whatever. Anyway, I DM'd her, found out she wasn't my cousin, so we actually started talking. After that, we both found out that we was ministers and all that type of stuff, and we was just talking.
We both found out that we were ministers. I was already a minister, babe.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We both found out we was ministers, like to each other. Like I was a minister, you was a minister.
Okay,
we talking.
Okay, yeah.
So we actually went on our first date. We went to Genghis Grill, and we also went to
the movies.
We went to go see the movie Commute with Liam Neeson.
I love him, y'all. Anything he plays in, like I just want to see it. So
yeah. And after that, my wife told me that I wasn't her type, and she wasn't gonna talk to me no more. But guess what? Look where she at right now. Look where she's sitting at right now. It's gonna tell me I ain't her type.
So I want you to. So let me tell you this. So the reason why I said that, like he wasn't my type when we went on our first date, is because the way he dressed, like a pretty boy. So Rodney, you already know I talk loud, so I don't know why you can't. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, let me try to talk. Let me just bring it down some. Is that better?
There you go. Cause you talking into a mic.
Okay.
You ain't that.
So y'all already know I talk. Let me just put this down some. There we go. So like when we went on our first date, I was just like, man, Rodney like dresses like a pretty boy. And I was just like, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the way he dresses. I mean, he dressed nice. He's always fly. But like, I wanted like that thuggish, pants a little sagging, a little thug or whatnot.
Yeah, that's how you could tell she wasn't really saying. She wasn't really holding. I
mean, I just want a little church and a little thug, but he was very different. He wasn't the normal that I would date, so.
But there's still some thug here. Don't get it twisted now.
That's right, baby. Yeah. Nobody didn't say that you wasn't a thug. I'm just saying. I just wanted to let you know. Come on and clarify. That's right. Come on, sir. All right, keep it moving. Okay, so that was my mentality then. Like, oh, I don't know about him. That's not really my type, and I've never dated anybody that dresses like that, and especially, and I never had I dated anybody that was my height. So that was a plus, but I just didn't want to talk to him no more. But I'm here. I married him, so.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I don't want to disrespect the men that she dated before me. But
watch yourself, sir.
It is what it is.
Okay, moving forward. I just want y'all just to point that out. The reason why I didn't want to accept Rodney is because of what I was used to in the past. So sometimes God will bless you with something that maybe you're not really comfortable with. Because I really wasn't like comfortable with Rodney at first. You gotta bring it to church and bring it I mean, but I have to, because I want you to know that sometimes it might not always be, oh, this is what I want. I want it to look like this. Don't get me wrong. When you pray, God will give you the desires of your heart. But I'm telling you, God will have it set up, and so I'm thankful for my husband. But in the beginning, when we went on our first date, I was like, nah, I don't want this ninja. Nah. But here I am.
That's all right. It's all good. So we started talking. And again, y'all, we're gonna be real and transparent. Like I said, we started talking and we actually end up moving in together before we got married. We actually moved.
Gosh, well, you haven't talked about when we first started dating, March the 7th.
Okay.
It's 2018 when we started.
So let me go back and do that. Lord have mercy.
I think that is such an amazing, amazing story.
It's not an amazing story. All that happened, we started talking in January 2018. On my birthday of March 2018, we went to Old Charlie's for my family, with my family. Well, it was really just my mama and my brother. And Chanel was actually supposed to go to Bible study that night, and she actually surprised me and came. Oh, that's an airplane. She actually came and what I'm trying to say. She actually came to Old Charlie's for my birthday, brought me a cake and everything like that.
What kind of cake was? What kind of cake was it?
It was a strawberry cake with gamecock.
You love
With
Gamecocks.
gamecock icing on it. And so I asked her to be my girlfriend on March the 7th of 2018. And that's basically all there is to the story.
Gosh, have a little to it. Like I thought it was something special. Gosh.
Oh, you thought it was something special?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Don't try to play me.
So so that's what happened. Like if Chanel tells it, she tells it more.
Oh, there go comments.
Yeah, that's my brother Eric. That's who I was with earlier.
You did an excellent job, by the way.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell everybody. Like, tag, and share. Share with somebody. I tag somebody's name to let them know. Hey, come on in. Let's chat.
Yeah, like, bam. Like, tag, and share, y'all.
Come on here, StreamYard.
I put it on there. Like, tag, and share. So, yeah, we was talking. What I about to do? Oh, I gotta go back here. Oh man, I messed up. So yeah, we had talk, and then basically what happened, I got a car. I'm be honest, I got a car. Somebody had gave me a car. The Lord always blessed me. Somebody gave me a car. And I wrecked the car, y'all. I ain't had the car but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I ain't had the car that long, and I wrecked it. So what happened was at that time, how me and Chanel were seeing each other, me and Chanel would come down to Anderson every weekend, and we'll spend the weekends together every weekend.
Gosh, I don't think it was every weekend.
Just about. Just about. And so I wrecked the car, and so Chanel at that time had a place, and I would go and spend the night over there, and we, it just so happened I just moved in, and that's how we started moving in. We were staying in a trailer. Lord, I thank God He blessed us from that trailer. Hallelujah.
But it wasn't any type of trailer though. It was okay.
Yeah, it was a nice trailer. It wasn't no bad trailer. Bad trailer. Bless you, brother, Mr. Courtney Brown. Missed you today, sir.
Blessings, Brown.
How you gonna call that man Brown like that?
I couldn't. What was his name? Brother
Mr. Courtney Brown. It says it right
Mr.
there.
Courtney. I really couldn't see. Okay, there we go. Well, blessings to you, mighty man of God.
But anyway, so we moved in out of wedlock. Just want to let y'all know we didn't do it right. So I encourage everybody to do it the right way. Please do it the right way. Don't do not.
But I needed to see how we could live together if we were ever to get married.
The devil is a lie.
But that's what people use as an excuse. Like, hey, we just need to see.
That is not how the word presented. So we was in flesh. We wanted to do what we wanted to do, to be honest, and we did what we wanted to do. So we moved in together, and basically we started living together. Through that, man, we went through a lot of stuff, a lot of turmoil, a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting, a lot of even at that time not being committed.
Yes, the ministers was shocking. Hey, we gonna tell the truth though, because it's just it just is what it is. We was doing wrong and living in sin. Yeah. Even when he did try to go back and stay with his mom, we was trying to really get back on track and do the right thing. It didn't happen. Yeah.
It It was just our flesh. I ain't gonna lie. It was our flesh. We wanted to be together, and we was together, even though
and going through hell.
Yeah, really.
Going through hell.
Yeah.
I mean, because of course, like we were dating and we were talking, and he still was talking to who he wanted to talk to.
That's insane.
Baby, you are. Okay. I mean, we're still doing our own little thing, even though that we were together. So there was just a lot of. I'm not gonna just say it's all you, because we both have to be accountable for our own issues. Right. And so, I will get mad at Rodney even through like the dating process. Like, I would just be frustrated. Yeah. So whenever you not living and doing things out of the will of God, it will never go right. Period. Yeah. Point blank.
We had a lot of issues. Like,
you want to talk about some of them?
I remember one time she called me her ex-husband name. Y'all, I about flipped out. I said, "What you just called me?" I mean, like, flip out. Like,
guys, it wasn't intentionally. It was. Baby, you got to get healed from that. You still. Yeah, you gotta get okay. You gotta get y'all stretch your hands, y'all. Whatever y'all at, y'all just stretch your hands this way because he gonna get healed tonight. No. You still dealing with some trauma, honey.
Y'all let me know how y'all would feel if somebody called y'all somebody else's name.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. And Rodney is completely. He had every right to feel the way that he felt. So I totally understand.
Right, you chop your head off.
But of course, again, we wasn't living right. Listen, help us. Pray for us. I'm trying to tell you. But listen, I want y'all to know it was not intentionally, I mean, I said it and I couldn't take it back. And that stuck with him for the longest.
You see,
he's still dealing with some trauma. Now we got to deal with this in counseling.
I still brought it up, so hey, it is what it is. But
I was so accustomed though to the old and what I had, and I forgot. I think I don't even know if we was in a heated conversation or we was just talking, and I just said my ex's name. I called him the ex name by accident. And I'm telling you, it was World War III, y'all. You talking about, it was like fireworks. Fireworks in the house.
Yeah. And so
even when I apologized,
no apology.
He didn't.
I won't change behavior. You can apologize all day. I won't change behavior. That's what I like to see. But we was dating, we was doing all that, and we moved from the trailer, and then we actually used to go to Applebee's late at night. We used to go to Applebee's late at night, and that's where we met our counselor. Actually, Chanel had actually already knew Apostle Ryan McGempsey, but I didn't know Apostle Ryan McGempsey, and we used to run into him at Applebee's because he was a night owl, and we would just be a night owl too. And so we actually met our counselor by just going to Applebee's late at night, and we actually started counseling with him. Another point I want to just bring out when it comes to.
Thank you, sis.
To the best of us, apologize and move on.
Come on, amen, amen. Thank you, sis.
Okay, but anyway, one thing I want to say that me and Chanel actually, I feel like we messed up at too is because we were both ministers and we both was in church. Like we didn't do a lot of dating each other. Most of our things, we was always in church. Like we was in church 24/7. Our pastor was traveling and preaching here and preaching there, and we was traveling with him. And so we never really took the time to actually date each other and get to know each other. Like I said, like we said in the last episode, all the things that we said in the last episode, we actually did not learn until like the in depths of it until after we got married.
Yeah.
So we never really talked about a lot of our past issues. Never really knew about each other's past issues because like I literally all we used to do is go to church. And I got a brother of mine, brother Johnny Gladney. He used to always say like, man, y'all need to date each other. Y'all need to stop going to church. Y'all need to start dating each other, go on dates, getting to know each other, and all that type of stuff like that. And so like I want to encourage people also like date date the person that you're talking to, date the person that you know, get to know them, because again, like I said, I mean, it's honestly by the grace of God that we are sitting here today even doing this podcast, because like we didn't do everything in the correct order, the way God had ordered it. So
And just to add to that, like when we were dating, like that's all we did. We just really just church, never really dated. So that was a lot too, and it was just a lot of like you said, we were shacking up. We was just doing things our way, and like I've said plenty of times, whenever you do things your way and not God's way, it's not gonna last. So I believe that's the reason why we still had a lot of issues. We still had a lot of stuff that was dealing from my past, and we really didn't want to deal with it, and we was really trying to avoid it. But I honestly feel like if we really would have just continued just dating, actually going out on dates, because to us traveling going to church was a date to us. That's all we knew, that's all we were doing, you know. And so anybody that's dating, you're not married yet, even when you get married, you know, try to make plans, even if, you know, now this is me. The simple things that makes me happy, like, it doesn't even have to cost money. Going on a picnic, like to me, that is nice, you know. But just making sure you take out time to learn your significant other, take out time to learn who you're dating. Yes, Elder Sheila, that's right. Dating is so important. And we do have to be open. We do have to be honest about where you at, about your background, learn about them, learn about their triggers, learn about their upbringing, you know, how they was brought up in a household. When he met me, I was it was a jacked up hot mess,
I mean,
but
we both was jacked up.
but I could mask it very well through my preaching, through my singing, you know. But I tell you, behind closed doors, like it was, I was a mess,
I mean,
you know.
even me, like I did not know Chanel. I did not know Chanel like was a preacher or a singer. And if you've ever heard her sing, you know she sings and preach with the power. And God literally like shines his light on on her when she sings. Like the glory just comes in the room. But like she said, she was masking it. Like when I first heard her sing, I was like, wow, like you know God. And you know, a lot of times we can make that mistake and be like, we think somebody is in a place because God has anointed them to do something. But behind closed doors, she was, you know, a mess. And I was sitting there looking like, how can this woman get up here and sing and preach the way she do? But she is a total wreck behind closed doors. And so that's something like, you know, I didn't know how to deal with when we was dating. I didn't know how to cover her, which I shouldn't have anyway because I wasn't her husband. But I didn't really even know how to deal with the things that she was dealing with. She didn't even really know how to deal and cope with the things that she was dealing with. And so like even me, I had my issues too, to where, you know, God, I ain't gonna say God, but to where I was presenting one thing one way, but behind closed doors, it was another way. I was dealing with my own issues with self worth, abandonment, and all those type of things like that. So I had pride myself in dressing well, like making sure that my clothes was together, making sure I had a fresh cut all the time, making sure all of those things. And it was basically nothing but to hide my true insecurities that I felt about myself. So I felt like if I put on these things and all that type of stuff like that. Like I would get compliments from people, and I would, people would think I was a certain type of way, or I had a certain type of status or something like that because of the things that I put on, the things that I wear. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love my name brand stuff, but I don't do it now to get approval from people. I do it now so I can look good, and I can feel good about myself because I like to look good.
And listen, my sister Nisha, listen, I want you to know, girl, you are not alone because when I was alone, I would break down too, behind the closed walls, always trying to mask it. And so think about it. My husband dealing with abandonment issues. I was dealing with abandonment. He was dealing with self-worth. I was dealing with self-worth issues, and we both was just dealing with the same issues, and we were handling it in the wrong way. My husband was a runner. He gonna run. Me, I want to face it. I'm gonna talk about it right then and there. Like we gonna talk. I mean, that was just me. Yeah. And I also had this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you was talking, but it wasn't no action put behind the talking. Like it was just talking, getting to talking, but it was never a plan or a practical plan to put in place to say, hey, we need to move. This is how we need to move to be able to be healed from this. This is how we need to move to be able to be better. So, like we both had, like I said, we both had our issues and our I don't even know if I want to call it the dating stage anymore. I say our churching stage because we was churching the whole entire time. We was churching. Like y'all don't really understand. Like we was in church every week, every weekend. Like that's how much my pastor was preaching. And even if my pastor wasn't preaching,
we was going to find some type of service.
Yeah, we was finding some type of service. And Chanel was singing and preaching places and all that type of stuff like that. So, it wasn't the correct way of how to date someone. I will say that, and I do know like a lot of times when it comes to dating in the church and ministry and all that type of stuff, we can get a little bit carried away because we did have people telling us we was a power couple. We had people telling us that we'll be good together, we'd be good pastors and all that type of stuff like that. So I want people to also that watch this to be careful of that as well, because just because somebody else says it doesn't mean it has to be. Just so happened in our case, God did ordain us, but it doesn't. It's not for everybody case. Just because you're a preacher, that person is a preacher, doesn't mean y'all are supposed to be together. Doesn't mean y'all supposed to be married. Doesn't mean y'all supposed to, what I'm saying? You really have to take time to date that person and to get to know that person. Because just because you both in church doesn't mean you are supposed to be together.
Yeah, like that is a very important, because even though we were prophesied to that we was going to get married and we was this power couple, we needed to know for ourselves like this is what God wanted us to do, and with much prayer, it happened. Listen, Stephanie, that's good. All that church and you were hurting. Now my mama, she was on here, y'all. She said, what you going to church for? You still living the same way, doing the same thing, just hurting. And so guess what? To me, like at that time, I was just masking. I was just avoiding, dealing with it, because I felt like I was at a place where people might judge me, because I am a preacher. I sung, and I didn't want people looking at me differently. So I still went in strong when the church doors were open, for us to have to go in and do whatever God called. Well, I ain't gonna say, well, yeah. So whenever the doors were open, like whenever they said, hey, I need you to do this, I was just gonna do it. Like I just felt like I need to be that strong woman and not to let people know, like, hey, I'm battling. And even during these times when we were going through things, when he was talking to other people, and I honestly feel that when he was talking to these other people, he was talking to other women, and it was doing something to me because I was like, am I not enough? We dating. But at the same time, he was just talking to people because he was dealing with his own insecurities, just as well as I was dealing with my insecurities too. So, that was something that we dealt with. Like, this is before we got married, and we started talking about these things in premarital counseling because I was like, dog, like, shoot, you talking to people, I don't need to talk to you. Did I not say that? I did. I had to tell you that. I did, Ninja.
Oh, Ninja.
You didn't get the other word, so you better be glad I said that.
It don't matter. It's the same sentiments. So, just to back up a little bit too, like even in our dating process, I think it was like a month. A month after that, a month after we started dating, we was at church service, and this lady, named Cynthia Tyler, she is actually. Let me do her correct title. Her name.
You better get mother name right.
Her name is Prophetess Cynthia Tyler. So we're here in Charleston. So we're actually going to be going to their church tomorrow. We always love to fellowship with them. She was actually the first person. Literally, it was a month, maybe 2 months of us dating. She prophesied to us that we was going to get married. And we both looked at that lady and thought she was crazy. Like literally, I'm like, I just met this girl, and marriage is not even in the what marriage. And we honestly thought she was just saying that because Chanel was singing and I was on the organ playing the organ, and we kind of like was flowing together. And she just looked back and said, "Oh." And then after service, she told us like God. She was like, take your time. She gave us some words of wisdom, like take your time.
Stay pure.
Stay pure. Don't let people rush you and all that type of stuff like that. And the whole time, and literally, this was our first time meeting this woman. And so after that, like we thought she was, like literally, we thought she was crazy. Like, no, there's no way we thinking about marriage. We only been dating like a month or two. But that was you can't stop what God is saying. If God was speaking to her through her like that, that's what happened. But then after that, like we just kept getting prophecy after prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. Like we literally got like
same one.
The same prophecy like 8 different times from 8 different people, saying that we was gonna be married and we was a power couple. And y'all, I ain't gonna say I'm hard on prophets, but it's like for me, I was just like, bruh, I ain't trying to hear that. Like I'm not listening to that. Like you don't know what we're going through for you to prophesy to us about being married. Like we was going through
and wasn't living right.
Wasn't living right. We was going through. So I'm like, how these people, can see that, but obviously the word came to pass because we married. We married. So
we even had to sit down for ministry for a good little minute. Because of the things that we was doing, and Pastor, he don't play.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't living right. Have a seat.
Yeah, have a seat. We was shacking, so we couldn't do nothing. So
for a period of time, and like he, not only him, Elder Rochelle too. Elder Rochelle came and gave us a word. But we did want to live right. We did want to, because I did have conviction, and I know he did as well. And we wanted to get things right and do it God's way. And
we wanted to, but we didn't.
We wanted to, and we really was trying to.
Yeah, but we didn't. I'm just gonna put it out there. We didn't. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. We didn't live right. We didn't do right. It wasn't until we got married. That's when everything was right. Because we
nah. Even when we got married, though, we went.
I'm talking about as far as us living together.
Oh, okay. That's different.
Yeah, you going too far. You going ahead.
Okay, thank you.
We building up to that.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry, jumping the gun.
jumping the gun. But anyway, we was doing that, and yeah. So then after that, 2019? 2019, August 19th of 2019, I asked Chanel to be my wife.
Let's talk about what happened a little bit before that when you asked.
You would bring that up, huh?
Okay.
You want to talk about it?
It's totally up to you.
That's on you. So we're gonna be fully transparent. So basically, what happened, and y'all, this story has never been told before, never ever. So this is an exclusive. I wish I had some bombs to drop. Boom, boom, boom.
Y'all drop in the chat some bums so it kind of help them out. Just drop some bums. Yeah. You can find it in the emojis. Just drop some bums.
Yeah, whatever.
Are you ready to tell it? Are you okay to tell it? Or we can, wait the next time till you ready?
I ain't got no problem telling it pass.
I know. I just wanted to say it anyway.
Whatever. It's
Come on, talk about it.
So basically, what happened? We was actually laying in the bed.
Thank you for the bums. Come on, sis.
We was actually laying in the bed, and
I had a dream.
You had a dream?
Yeah, I had a dream.
No, you had no dream. You got my phone.
No. I had a dream before that about what was going on at your job.
But this wasn't at my job.
I had a dream.
Well, yeah, she had a dream.
I did have dreams about you and things.
I don't remember the
I
dream.
bet you don't.
But anyway, we was laying in the bed. I think I went to the bathroom and she got my phone. And at that time I was entertaining another female. I was. And Chanel ended up seeing the messages. Was it on Snapchat?
Yeah, and honestly, like, y'all, I was so just like the first time when he talked to a female and entertained it, he was like, I'm not gonna do it no more. And I was like, okay. And then I got into a cycle of let me check that phone because I felt like he's still talking to somebody. And every time I checked the phone, he was talking to somebody. Every time. And so it really
like that. It went every time.
Baby, almost.
Nigga, you trying to act like I was a cheating chronic or something like that. It went every time. Oh, nigga. But anyway,
99.9% of the time, I'm just joking. But when I did catch him at certain times when he was talking, and the reason why, we're just gonna be honest.
There ain't no women's
But listen, sis,
she was just checking the phone.
But listen though, let me tell you though, really, in all honesty, like I could tell when something was going on. Like this wasn't my first time. Even when I had a dream that he was talking to somebody, I was like, babe, I had this dream that you was talking to somebody on your job. I saw the individual, I saw the long hair, I saw everything. And he came out and he told me the truth. And if it was the truth, but this is my thing is what he was doing at that time. Now, this is when we was dating. And even when I found out, like I started drawing myself to a place of feeling depressed. I even thought about, wanting to harm myself because I'm like, man, am I not beautiful? He like, what is it? And Like I was going through like emotional issues, emotional trauma, and so I started to replay things that I was going through. And in that time, these moments, like when we were dating, I had an attitude. I had a mouth on me. I had a jazzy mouth because I'm going to say it. It didn't matter if it hit you below the belt. Like, I'm going to say what I have to say. And that's something that I know that I did.
Below the belt.
And I know that's something that I did wrong when it came to us when we were dating because I didn't really even know how to really talk that language in dating. Like, I'm just going to tell you how I feel. It don't even matter. Like, I was operating in that Jezebel spirit. Like, here I am. Like, I'm going to say what I want to say.
Jezebel. That's the spirit she was operating in. But anyway, getting back to the story, So yeah, she got my phone, found out I was talking to somebody.
And I messaged her too.
Yeah, she messaged her and all that type of stuff like that. And
How long y'all been talking?
And so
did he not tell you about me?
And so basically we kept talking, and I had already purchased the ring for Chanel. Like I already had the ring and everything, and I was gonna propose to her. I was gonna try to do it in a beautiful way, where like would get her family and all that type of stuff like that. I was gonna try that, but after she seen those messages, it was like, like I felt like I was gonna lose Chanel, like, and so I actually proposed to her that same day.
What? Listen, like,
and my thing is, like, look, I don't care what she about to say. All I want y'all to know, she said yes. So the question need to be is why she said yes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm like, man, like this ninja just proposed to me after I found out he was talking to somebody. And I don't even like, yeah, why did I say yes? I felt so stupid. I'm like, that night was, excuse me, not that night, that morning, because it happened like a minute, like it was just, but I still said yes.
Still said yes, and then posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, I did. I was excited, but I was hurt. See, y'all, I was just a bruised. I was a bruised woman of God. I was wounded. I didn't know what I was doing.
It's like where I would have said,
right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But in my mind, I'm like, listen, he gonna change. Now this is real. I'm just gonna be real. I was like, man, he gonna change. We're in premarital counseling, and we went
in premarital counseling.
Not at that point.
No.
Yes. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about it after the fact. But my thing is that we knew it was getting ready to have premarital counseling, though. We haven't started yet. But and then another thing is, I was like, man, was it because I've already been with them and I just didn't want to? Because at first I was like, I didn't really want to be dating. I didn't really want to be talking to anybody. But here we were dating. So like in the midst of that, like when that happened, I was just like, maybe, Rodney is going to change. And I know I wasn't perfect either, and I wasn't talking to like random men at the time, but I just know I kind of had like a mouth, and that mouth right there was something serious.
That mouth was dangerous. Like that mouth would, man, I'm telling you, like make you cry. I mean, she would hit below the belt. Like how like how you can tell somebody something and they throw it in your face, but you was being like open with them and real, and like Chanel would bring it back up. Like Chanel would just say whatever came to her mind, like literally. But we later found out why the reason for that is, and we're gonna be diving into that.
Hey, Coach Jay,
as well.
But
go ahead.
So like he said, like I would hit below the belt, and even though I knew that he was talking to entertaining somebody else, there was a reason behind that as well. True. So I'm not gonna sit up here. I mean, I'm not trying to make up excuses for why we was doing what we was doing, but I'm just trying to help somebody let you know that some of the things from your past, if you haven't dealt with, it's gonna show up in your relationship. And that was something that we didn't even understand why we was dealing. Like we was both traumatic people, like in the midst of the situation. Even though that he was entertaining somebody, I had a mouthy mouth, and
you weren't entertaining people, but you would like to.
I like to get attention.
Yeah.
If you're gonna show me attention, baby, I'm gonna take it. Oh, you tell me I look good. Oh, thank you. Yes, and did. Listen, the past will creep up on you. I'm trying to tell you.
That should be something you should be getting proud of.
No, I'm not.
I'm not. The way you said it, like you was proud of it.
Me. I mean, I'm gonna take accountability for what I know that I did wrong. Like I crave for attention, and that was me. If I felt like he wasn't giving it to me, if you can't give me attention, somebody gonna give it to me, baby. Period. Where is my sis at today? Where is Prophetess Kalisha at? Period. Okay. got a little crunk right there. But yeah, but that was me. I was seeking for attention. Well, you know what? I wanted to say it. I know it's 2023. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to get lit.
We moving on. We moving on from this topic, but
no, it's not. But no, that is something that is important though. That when you're dealing with something as far as like craving attention from other people, like I didn't know who Chanel was because mind you, I was still broken. I was still dealing with past issues that I've never healed from. And my go-to thing was, oh, if you don't want to give me attention, somebody else will, you know? And it made me feel good. It made my flesh feel good. Not knowing, hey, Chanel, you still got this voidness inside of you that Rodney can't feel, that, people out in the world can't feel, only God can feel.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So, that's how our engagement went. That's how, that's how we got engaged. Like we've never told that story. So this is the
I posted it on Facebook though because I wanted to still be like a nice story, like I wanted to really feel good.
That's where the attention was coming.
Yeah, like I wanted to feel good, and I was like, man, we got like 760 likes. But I wanted to feel good. I didn't want people to know that we were dealing with things in our relationship. And I was just like, hey y'all, he proposed. And all along I was like, what the HE double hockey sticks was I thinking? He was just entertaining a female. I just caught him talking to somebody. And I still said yes. Stupid.
Dumb.
Like we can talk about it now. Like I was just like, I had to be dope.
I don't even know what I was thinking, even trying to propose after that. Like,
trying to keep me. Yeah. I mean, that was just.
I don't know what I was thinking either.
Yeah.
Like, that was dumb.
I was like, was I drinking?
That honestly should have been an indication of I had a problem. I had some insecurities that I need to deal with. I had some issues that I needed to deal with. But instead of dealing with the issue, I just tried to smooth it over and go past the issue, like the issue wasn't gonna catch back up with me. And so, like, yeah.
And you did apologize. Like, you apologized that day, and you was like, Chanel, I really do love you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You did say that.
Yeah, I did apologize. I mean, I meant that. Like, I did love Chanel.
And you still do.
And yeah, I still do.
Guys, do you love me now? Okay, yeah. You got to get your words together because we're on recording, honey. Because I'm trying to tell you, people will screen record stuff and be like, "Listen, Rodney said that he did." I know what you mean.
I don't care about what people screen record because I'm telling you what I need to tell.
But that's right, baby.
But anyway, yeah, I really did want to spend the rest of my life with Chanel at that point. I just had issues that I never had anybody tell me about, or even things that I even acknowledge within myself. I mean, to me, it's almost like we love Christ. We love Christ, and we want to do everything we can to please Christ. But yet, we still have our issues and still have our things that we are going through, getting healed from, getting delivered from. Some of them we don't even want to let go, but yet we still love Christ. So that's how I can like make that analogy. Like I love Chanel, and wanted to spend the rest of my life with Chanel still. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life with Chanel because I already told her the only way she leave this marriage is if she's 6 feet under. And she ain't going to be 6 feet under. She going to be in the urn because she getting cremated.
I always gotta say that. Nah, I'm not. You ain't gonna be sitting there. I ain't getting cremated. We ain't gonna talk about that. You gonna have me in a nice gold shiny casket, bling blinging. I want a nice church dress on. No church hat though. But in all honestly,
Again,
even though
just to speak to that, you gonna be dead. So whatever decision I decide to make, I'm gonna make it, and I'm letting you know beforehand the decision is gonna be cremated. We're gonna have you a service, and then you're gonna be cremated out.
and God gonna convict you of that.
He ain't.
Oh yeah, he gonna convict you
Because
because you ain't.
we saving money. If I die before you, you cremate me,
But that's a whole different story
and you
now.
keep all the
That's
money.
what you want.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this, even though we were going through that, I still knew that Rodney loved me. Like just something in the inside always told me Rodney do love me. He just got issues. Like even at that time, I was like, man, this is stupid. Why am I saying yes? But in the back of my mind, I was like, I know this man loved me. He just dealing with struggles. Why? Because I dealt with it. I dealt with struggles. And I was talking to other people before because I felt like if this person could give me that, I can get it from this other person, not knowing that, hey, you got to deal with the wounds, you know? And it was just a mess at the time, but I still knew that Rodney loved me and he still do love me. Even with our challenges, even with my jacked up self, crazy self.
Crazy, jacked up, emotional, but I love him. But I know how. I know now. I know how to cover her. I know how to be there for her. I know how to deal with the things. When it comes to her, I know how to deal with all of her. Sometimes I might not want to do it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want. I'd be like, Lord, not today.
But
But
it's different now.
yeah, it's different. But you know what we always say? I'd be like, God, that's your daughter. You deal with her. Best as you made her, you created her. You know the ins and outs. Yeah, you might have gave her to me, but that's your daughter. You deal with her. Get her together. Holy Ghost, rest upon her. Oh, yes, Lord. Rest upon her in the name of Jesus. That'd be my prayer. Y'all, I'm sorry. I almost got caught up just then because when the Holy Ghost sits on you, when God presence just come upon you, it's hallelujah.
Want to do it?
And we got church in the morning, so I'm ready.
Honey, you can have church right now. You don't have to even wait.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You
You in the
know,
spirit, baby.
when God just comes in, you got to go by His plan, even though you should be going by His plan. But you got to allow Him to have His way in your life, because He's just God, and He's a merciful God. He's a loving God. He's a graceful God, and I thank Him and I love Him each and every day, because
Yes, Lord.
literally we would not be here right now if it was not for God.
Yes.
There is no way we could have made it without God. Even through all the things that we did wrong, all the things that we should have done in His order and we didn't do it in His order, He still allowed His grace to get it right with Him. He still gave us those chances to get it right with Him, even when we was in, you know, when we were shacking, when we weren't doing the things that we were supposed to do. Like every day that He woke us up was a chance for us to get it right. It was up to us if we took the chance to get it right. And we not gonna sit up here and lie. We didn't take the chances to get it right. And even though, you know, we was doing those things, God was still showing His hand in our life. Like He still was using us. That's one thing we can say. Like we are willing vessels for God, even though we wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of very hard to explain, like, why God still uses people, even though they are, messed up, jacked up. I mean, if we could go back to even the Bible days, the people that God used, they still had issues. They still was dealing with things, but God still used them. And even just looking at it from that aspect, from that point, like, that's just how much He loves us. That's just how much He want us to get us right. Because even when we're still doing the things that we're not supposed to be doing, He still is gracious enough to allow us to minister to His people, allowing us to preach to His people, sing to His people, still praising him, giving him the glory, but yet still is a jacked up mess on the inside. And that lets you know, like, he gets the glory out of everything that we do. He gets the glory out of our lives, but because without him, we wouldn't be able to do those things. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even be able to go to a church and lay hands or prophesy to people and all that type of stuff like that.
They said the gift come without.
I mean, even though the gift comes without repentance, think about he the one that gave you the gift.
Yeah,
he gave you the gift, and he still allows you to operate in the gift.
Yeah, because he could take it away. But even in all that, like, I know that even though when we were going through things, like, God would still convict me. Like, I still had a conviction.
Yeah.
Like, I would still feel convicted. I would still be like, man, I don't want to, I don't want to, like, make God upset. I don't want to fail God. I don't want to fail, in certain areas where I know where I could be growing at. So my heart was always there because I was taught, to obey, what God say and do it God's way. And he'll tell you, like, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this no more. We got to do it the right way. You sleep in another room, let's try to make this thing right. But of course, we felt like, hey, we need to save money. We need to do this. And all the time we thought that we need to save money. We was in more of a mess, And so we are thankful for God's.
We were broke. We was more of a mess. You know what I'm saying? We was living paycheck to paycheck. We was, we was spending more money out than what was coming in. Like, I mean, literally, we was doing all these things to uphold the image. An image that we didn't even really need to uphold.
Well, I don't know about an image. I mean, you always say that. I wasn't doing it for no image.
I mean, like,
I had a hold on. I had an image before you, baby.
Oh my
god. Okay, go ahead, baby.
What image did you have before?
I mean, I was already somebody before you, babe.
We all were somebody before we met each other. So what you talking about?
I had an image and I had status. I still was somebody. That's the way I felt.
That's the way you felt?
Yeah, that's the way I felt.
Yeah, you had status in little old Spartanburg. I give you that. You had status in Spartanburg.
A little bit, son.
Yeah, you ain't have status nowhere else. Did nobody else know you?
And it was okay. I knew me.
That's all that matters. But when you got with me, look at you. Now you're
flourishing.
Now you're global.
Amen. You right.
But it wasn't even me. It was God.
That's right. And God used you.
I give him all the credit.
And you're better.
Hallelujah. Don't tell me what I better do.
Give God the glory because God is a good God. Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
That 385 status. Please.
Yo.
Who is that?
Oh, that's
who?
Honey, that is my baby, we on the live.
Okay.
That is my coworker.
Y'all don't be texting when we on live. Y'all need to be listening to the live. Don't be texting. But anyway, we got an hour and 3 minutes. We ain't even got to the marriage part.
It's all right. We got it's gonna take time.
So that was the engagement story. And then after that is when we actually started premarital counseling. And I'm gonna be honest, the premarital counseling was, I love Apostle Ryan Jensen. That is like a father to me now. I call him Pop and everything. I'm telling y'all, if y'all need some counseling, some true counseling, you go to Apostle Ryan McGinty. I'm throwing his plug in here. His is King Dez Network.
Yes.
King Dez Network. I'm telling y'all, and tell them that we referred y'all. So y'all might you get some little discount, or we can get a discount. Something to get.
It ain't worried about no. We
help me to help you to help you to help me. That don't even make sense, but it sounded good. But yeah, that's when we started premarital counseling. But I'm gonna be honest, in our premarital counseling, like I'm not gonna say everything he was saying was good, but we wasn't applying it. It was a lot of things he was saying. I ain't gonna say not. I'm not. I'm gonna say 80% of what he told us at that particular time, we was not applying it.
Not only wasn't just applying it, but we wasn't being really truthful with everything.
Yeah,
Um,
wasn't being honest.
yeah, so I think that was a lot of the issues. And Apostle be able to see, he was like, okay, we called it, he called us his share babies, but like he can literally, I mean, this man walked with God because he would literally see things like, oh, he don't want it or she don't want it. You know what I mean? And we really honestly did like want to like.
We were kind of like wasting money because we was going to these counseling sessions.
I'm not gonna say it was a waste because
I feel like it was a waste because we wasn't applying that into our lives.
some things I feel like I was applying just because you wasn't applying don't mean I wasn't. I mean, I'm not gonna sit up and say that it was a waste.
You're right.
I mean, I'm just saying though, babe.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Yeah, because he said some very helpful things and it did help us. But of course, I felt like the other percentages because we wasn't really walking in the truth, and really just being honest.
That's true. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't know him, so I was being very quiet. Like to some of
didn't have a voice.
Yeah, I didn't have a voice. So some of the sessions would be like it's just him and Chanel, and I'm just sitting there. Like I didn't have a voice. I didn't know how to speak up. I didn't know how to really speak up for myself when it came to issues and stuff. Because a part of me was just like, I'm just going to. I ain't gonna say sweep it under the rug, but my philosophy on things was just don't deal with them. Just let it pass over. The next day is coming. It's gonna be a new day, and never really actually dealt with issues. Never really, and I never really had to stick up for myself. Like because I was never a person that really got into altercations like that. I would fight if I had to fight, but most of the time, if I got into a fight, it was because of somebody else. I never had to like fight somebody like for myself. So confrontation was something that I didn't like. I didn't like confrontation. And that's one of the main things like when it came to me and Chanel because as you heard earlier, like she was operating in the Jezebel spirit and I was David. I ran. Like I ran away from confrontation. I didn't want to confrontate. So what I would do, I would shut down. Um, wouldn't say nothing, wouldn't speak, just let her talk, and it'd be go in one ear and go out the other because I did not like confrontation. I honestly don't know where that come from. I just never been a person of confrontation. Now I'm still not a person of confrontation, but I know how to confront confrontation if it comes my way.
Yeah.
I have learned skills and put skills into play on how to confront confrontation. Um, and so it won't, I ain't gonna say, so it wouldn't make me look like I'm weak, but it's a strategic plan on how to deal with confrontation without me feeling like I have to shut down or feeling like I have to run away. So just at that particular time, I didn't have no voice. At that particular time, I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know anything about
Love.
love.
Loving yourself. You couldn't love me because you didn't know how to love yourself.
Yeah, I didn't know my self worth. I didn't know none of that stuff at that time. So, it was just better for me at that time to be quiet, shut down, and not talk.
And even then, like when we were going through premarital counseling, like I was still holding on things from my past. When my dad, when he did what he did, and like I'll never forget, like Apostle Gypsy went down a list, and my husband.
That was after we got married. Or was that before?
That was before we got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went down a list, and like Well, honey, I went through some deliverance in his sessions a couple of times. But I remember one time I was just going down a list of things that I was still carrying that I thought that I overcame.
Face it.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to cry on that session.
Yeah. But we're here.
But yeah, so like I said, we went through premarital counseling. We was going through things. Um, our counselor, Apostle Majency, he was trying to help us and navigate the best way we could. But again,
he did his part.
Yeah, he did his part. But again, we wasn't being completely honest in those sessions. And I want to encourage anybody, if you ever pay for a counselor, if you ever want to go to a counselor, be your complete honest self and truthful self. That's the only way you're going to be able to get help. That's the only way they're going to be able to help you, is if you are your true and honest self. Because again, like I said, we wasn't truthful and we wasn't honest, and like it smacked us in the face once we got married.
Like, and guess what? He still counseled us.
Yeah, he still counseled
but you know, we opened up and like a lot of things begin to show. And so poor Apostle Majency, we need to give him an award. Him, Pat Stackhouse, the Genovese, because I'm telling you, they was with us. They was with us on this journey.
Yeah, they've been with us from day one, to be honest. From day one. Well, Pastor and Genevieve been there day one. Majency came once we started counseling, but he's still a day one.
They the generals, the giants. But yeah, so we're thankful for them. We still have them a part of our lives. So we're thankful for that relationship and for the poor, because we probably we one of those people that like, oh, that's the Footman's, like, whoo, they went through something, you know. But it's just a testimony of where we at today. And so that's why we are happy to share our journey with you all.
Fearless Footman's.
That is who we are.
Yeah. So, I think that's a good ending point.
Yeah.
That's a good ending point. So we're gonna end right there. So I got a couple of things that I want to ask the people to do for me, because we want to make this show better. Make this show better, just a little bit better. So we are looking for a graphic designer. I'm not gonna say a graphic designer, but we want somebody to create us a flyer. I need a dope flyer. And what I want to do is I want y'all to tag people that y'all know in this post, because that dude that does graphic designer. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what I think my vision is, because what I want to do is I want y'all to be a part, since we telling you our journey and we're telling you the things that we're going to go through. I want y'all to be a part of our journey when it comes to this podcast, live show, whatever you want to call it. I want y'all to be a part. I want y'all to help us as we help y'all. So what I want y'all to do, tag some people that does graphic design. What I envision in my head is I actually want us to be like the cartoon characters, because it's called Fearless Footman's. It's called Fearless Footman. So I want, of course, the Fearless Footman's at the top, but I want us like as cartoon characters, like busting out like in our superheroes that got the F on there. They got the FL, Fearless Footman. That's kind of like my vision, like what I see when it comes to our flyer and stuff like that. Also we need like a logo as well that would look good. So we're coming to you guys for that help. And then what we also want to do is, once these people, and I know people want to get paid. I know people want to get paid before they actually do the work. But I would actually love if you go ahead and do the work and show us.
Give us a sample.
Yeah, give us a sample of your work. Or
a rough draft.
Honestly. Yeah, we can say rough draft. Yeah. And whichever one we choose, we're not even gonna choose. So what we want to do is we wanted to present it to you all. We want to present it to you all, and we want to let y'all choose what our flyer is going to be and our logo gonna be. We want to let you guys choose it.
Yeah.
And then the person, whoever the person that is chosen, will shout you out. Will
Yeah, because Elder Sheila, you shoot. We got names for
yeah,
us.
we got our name from Elder Sheila,
The Fearless
Fearless Footman.
Footmans.
So if y'all want a name for you, whatever you gotta do, hit up Elder Sheila Loudermore. She'll do it for you.
Yeah, there was a lot of people dropping some names, but we should name it, and that one right there just had a ring to it. So yeah.
So again, Fearless Footman is the concept. So we are looking for someone to do us a flyer and a logo. Because we of course we want to look more as professional as we can. So again, graphic designers, logo makers, please get in contact with us. Show us your work, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it on here for the people to vote for, and whoever vote for it, of course, we're gonna pay you. Of course, we're gonna pay you for your work, and also we're gonna give you the exposure as well on here. It might not be a big exposure, but any exposure is better than no exposure.
It can reach that one person.
Yeah, and so we actually want to do that. So again, you guys, please tag those people that does that stuff. Tag them into this post so they can hit us and they can see. I really would like something before the end of next week, but we will.
So how do you want to do it though? Do you want us to get on live or them to send it to us before when?
If they can send it, we're gonna give you 2 weeks. What's 2 Saturdays from here?
Let me see. Hold on.
Is it the 16th? 2 Saturdays.
I think so.
2 Saturdays from here is the 16th.
Yep, it is the 16th.
Yeah. So let if you could have your work and everything turned in by the 16th. And what we'll do actually on that day, on the 16th, we'll actually come on here. We'll come on here and we will post up everybody's work, and we're going to actually let the people vote and vote on which one do y'all think looks the best. And then that's the one we will go with. Again, logos and flyers. So the people that want to do the flyers, if you need pictures of us, please inbox us. Come and get our pictures, because we want it to look good. Like I said, I want like a cartoon character superhero, and both of us busting our chest like boom, like Superman. You know how like Superman did Clark Clint changing to Superman. So I want us to be like Chanel and Rodney turning into the Fearless Footmen. Man, that is so dope right there.
Yep.
Super dope. Also, lastly not least, I'm kind of struggling with this. I'm struggling with this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm do exactly what the Lord told me to do. But I struggle with this. So, this you guys is our cash out. $ Fearless Footmans. If the Lord leads you only if the Lord leads you. Now I want to be very clear and very honest about this. We are not asking for money. We are not asking for money. But if the Lord lay it on your heart to sow into us, if you believe in this vision that we're trying to do, and if the Lord allows you to sow into us, this is our cash out on $ Fearless Footmans. Again, whatever the Lord lays on your heart, whatever the Lord wants you to do, we just ask that you be led of the Holy Ghost to just sow into the vision that God has given us. And
not only that, like we can tell them some of the things that we're going to be doing as well. We're looking to get some things for the podcast. And we also going to be doing a marriage conference soon. So, we're going to be doing some things, whatever is sown is going into the ministry so that we can do what God has called us to do. We do know that we're going to be traveling soon to talk about our testimony and where we came from and what we're doing. And we're traveling now. Guess why? Because we're on the live and we're on YouTube. And so it's been shared across the world. And we do know, like, even if it just reached one person, like long as it help somebody in their life, for us to be honest. At first, we were kind of scared. Well, I really wasn't scared because I know that people are going to talk.
I was scared.
I know that people are going to talk, and so
I was
I want to
scared.
say I thank you for that because you were very honest.
I was scared.
Yeah, he really was.
I don't care. I don't care now, but I'm still a little scared. Like my heart beating real fast right now. I'm nervous.
Think on Mama D.
I'm nervous. With Mama D.
Right there. But
Mama D.
Now Mama D was somebody else who prophesied to us as well that we were going to get married. So here we are.
Y'all, that's my mama. Like when my grandma passed away, she became my new mother.
Yes.
And I could call her and talk to her and everything. And the one thing about Mama D, she get me right.
Yeah, she'll tell the truth. But she also was a part of our journey as well. The things that we went through. And so this is just the beginning. Like Rodney said, we hadn't even got to the marriage part yet. But we will be talking more about that next week. So we're going to be doing this weekly. But anybody that wants to invest or so, this will be going towards the ministry and what we want to do for God. And so, like he said, if you feel led, you could sow. We ain't here to tell you no amount. You know, just if you feel led to, just do it. But it will be invested into the ministry so that we can grow this, because we do know that the things that we went through was for a testimony, to help somebody, to let them know, like, if you know that God has ordained your marriage, you can make it through. But it's the before the stage of getting married. Let's do things right, because y'all learn a lot about us. Shacking up, still dealing with insecurities, still dealing with rejection, entertaining other people, me craving for attention. But guess what? It was all happening for a reason, because I was still dealing with things from my past childhood. He was still dealing with things from his pasthood, from his past childhood as well. So from my hood, because that's another thing. He's from the hood and I'm from the country. So yeah, very, very different.
But yeah, again, and again, we thank you in advance for anything that you sow to help us with this. And
even if it's $2 or $3, listen, hey, it's something.
And hopefully next week we will actually get into the marriage like we did.
But this is good though, because this is still good.
I'm not saying this ain't good. I'm just saying.
Ooh, y'all get ready to get to the marriage. This is gonna be some juice, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, you better
buckle up.
Ooh.
But anyway, again, we thank each and every one of y'all for the ones that was on, that listened to us, that stayed on the whole time, that was in and out. We even thank you for the people that's going to listen to the replay. We thank you for each and every one of y'all, because again, this is a Saturday night and you don't have to tune in. You don't have
and I know some people watching football.
And yeah, we know it's football because I'm finna go and watch the football, and because I done missed the game. And it's okay though, because this is more important.
This is assignment.
Again, a game. This is something that the Lord give us, and we want to honor Him with that. And again, we are not doing this for ourselves. We are doing this because the Lord instructed us to do this, and He's going to get the glory out of our lives, and we want Him to get the glory out of our lives. So this is just to help other people when it comes to dating, marriage, and everything, so y'all can actually learn from our mistakes.
Because there was plenty of mistakes. Come on here. And still making mistakes. But guess what? But we're not choosing to stay stuck there.
We're not choosing to stay stuck. Huh?
And we're learning how to communicate.
But we're learning how to communicate. And I just want you to look at your neighbor. Don't look at your neighbor, but look in these comments.
Come on here.
And say in the comments, no longer will we be stuck.
Come on.
We're going to move forward. We're going to press towards the mark of the high calling.
You got your preach on tonight.
Oh, God. I feel on the... yes, Lord. But anyway...
I want you to do that when you get up there in that pulpit.
Yeah, I will do it. But what you're not going to do is come for me like that. Because the Lord says, touch not my anointed.
Here we go.
And right now, you're touching me with your words.
Baby, my words, baby. Honestly, listen. Honestly, y'all, we do this like all the time. My husband be going in praying and preaching. It is the mic. It's the mic, because I'm telling you, like when I got on, like I felt something, like it was just something in this mic, and I felt like I just wanted to give a word of encouragement, and
hold up. Y'all remember last episode I said my wife changes her voice. Y'all just heard it. She was just not talking like that. She switched just like that.
It wasn't me. It's the Holy Ghost in me. I don't know. No. Like, I really don't know, Rodney. Like, I don't know.
Do you preach your voice?
Nope. Yeah. I've never heard of it. No, there's no such thing as a preacher voice.
It ain't?
Nope.
Read the scripture.
I don't know.
Give me John 3:16.
That's just what the Lord has said.
John 3:16. Right.
But God so loved the world.
Daddy, what?
That he gave his only begotten son. You're not finna come for me, Ninja. We ain't finna do this.
You had to switch in and out.
You know what? I don't know. It's something about the word, and when you begin to speak that word, it just does something on the inside of me.
Oh, you trying to
It's in the mic. I want to tell somebody it's in the mic. Come on, drop it in the comments. Say it's in the mic. It's in the mic. It's in the mic. It's in the mic. Let me. Whoo. Oh, Jesus.
It's in the mic, Lord.
Whoo, I felt something right there in my shundo. And my shundo.
What's your shundo?
Who my shundo?
You know, a lot of people say that, but what is your shundo?
Shundo, really, shundo would mean it's a turnaround.
God is
and my turning around
for you. It won't always be like this.
He will perfect that concerning me, 'cause sooner or later it's gonna turn in your favor. Oh, it's turning around for me. That's for somebody tonight. Can we do it one more time before we close out? It won't always be like this. Stay right there in that note. He'll let me do it right. Don't jump to my key. We're trying to harmonize on the second one. Ready? It won't always be like this. He will perfect that concerning me. 'Cause sooner or later, it's gonna turn. It's gonna turn in your favor. Oh, it's turning around for me. 'Cause it turned around for the Footmans.
And it's turning around for you.
You. All right. We love y'all until next.
Sorry, y'all like that run.
Rodney been saying he been wanting to sing for years, y'all. He been asking God to give him that voice. Go ahead and sing, baby.
God is going to turn it around for you. I just want you to wave your hands and say, God is turning around for
me. Hallelujah.
Praise his name.
All right. Thank you again for tuning in with the Fearless Footman. Be blessed.